I ordered a Qing Dynasty saber from this guy. Find out why, find out more about Thai fencing, Siamese swordsmanship, and Siamese swords. What's up, everybody? This is me, Vincent Tseng, the Wandering Warrior, and I know you guys know me for traditional Chinese martial arts and weapons, Mongolian wrestling, archery, and things like that. But recently, I went to Thailand.
This first trip to Thailand was awesome. Me and my wife had a lot of fun. The food, the culture, the people, amazing. I got to touch an elephant for the first time. Come on, like, this is great. But I do recognize being a tourist or a traveler is different than being a local or a citizen. Different experiences, for sure. When people think of Thai martial arts, they usually think of Muay Thai. And when they think of why Thailand was never colonized, they usually make it seem almost like a passive thing where it was just a convenient buffer between the British and the French empires. However, Thai martial arts and the Thai military has been extremely important for all this. Yes, in addition to diplomacy and soft power, Thai warriors fighting for Siam or the Rathakrit Kingdom helped create what is today Thailand.
I got linked up with swordsmith and swordsman Kru Rathakrit Songsumphao, and he is considered an extremely good sword maker. I contracted him to make a Qing Dynasty saber. Now, you might think, why are you going to Thailand to do that? Just go to China. You'll see. So I let Rathakrit know that I was going to be in Thailand, and he said, hey, why don't you come on Sunday to a Thai fencing competition, and then we can also hang out a bit. And I also have someone there to greet you. I was like, okay, sounds good. I didn't even know about Thai fencing. Let's get into this.
A lot of times when we think of Thai martial arts that involve weapons, we think Krabi Krabong, and Krabi Krabong is like a mixture of martial arts and traditional folk dance. Although not as well known, Thai fencing was established in the early 1900s after what is today Olympic fencing and, of course, Japanese Kendo. So this has actually been around for a while, just not very much promoted outside of Thailand. I found the rules here very interesting. If I remember correctly, the rules have actually a more self-preservation ethos behind them. See, if you score a clean strike on the opponent without getting hurt, that's a point. If you parry and riposte, if you defend and counter cleanly, that's a point. However, if you attack and then you counter their counter and hit them on the second intention, you win the match. This kind of incentive structure de-incentivizes the aggressive doubling that often happens in other fencing sports, as in people both hitting each other at the same time because they're so hell-bent on striking the opponent. I found that quite interesting, and I think it's a really simple yet good way to reduce doubling. Most of you guys don't know this, but I actually contacted Rathakrit, the swordsmith and swordmaster here, back in 2020. And the project only started to get underway, I believe, at the end of 2020 or beginning of 2021. Obviously, once I paid the initial amount and he got to work planning out the project. This is a big deal because he is a master of Central Thai or Siamese sword design. And so taking on a early Qing Dynasty Bannerman's Saber was quite a task for him. But he did really well, I must say. Did really, really well.
Feels very good. Even though there's a certain amount of weight because this with taper was
Yes.
He was very good. This was a popular design from 1500 to 17.
This early 1700s Qing Bannerman Saber handles beautifully. It's hefty and yet does not feel uncontrollable. It is exactly what I wanted. And this is why I sought out Kru Rathakrit to make this sword. He understands heft, balance, center of percussion, center of balance, and distal taper. So, wow, this is amazing. It's perfect. It's exactly what I wanted. Thank you so much.
The skill is.
Up แล้วก็ impact point slash slash use in the nostril and the center of the อยุธยารัตนโกสินทร์ we are change the slash
The Burmese style is different, right? The Burmese style is a different technique.
They like heavy slashing, we are like
So they, for their style, they'll use more
นักกีฬาดาบสองมือบุคคลชายรุ่นประชาชนนะครับ
this, whereas this is more full on.
ต่อไปก็แข่งประเภทดาบสองมือบุคคลชายรุ่นประชาชนนะครับ
And will you usually use this with shield? Foam.
Also, the Swedish Army, we have the two steps. At first, stop, first step. Keep, so up, chain, keep. It will not the one step. Up, impact, hit, impact, hit back, hit, impact, hit back.
So you want to really, so I want to test it out.
Yes, impact, yes, use the impact point here to target. So you will slash, you go in. Yes, let's say impact. Boom, yes, that's all. Okay. But if you use the one swing, impact will not get in because when you use the full swing one time, the tip is out of target.
Because it's all in a circle.
Yeah, they circle, but they don't. Up and here. Yes.แล้วก็ come back shot up. Yes. Back shot เป็น shot นะ
And you always have to shield.
ใช่ชื่อ Yes. Yeah. Oh, easy learning นะ
No. Because it seems like the design of the blade kind of encourages it to stay on a line. So because of that, even though it's a round handle, it doesn't wiggle around. Quite nice.
We can make the round handle that the finger.
Yeah.
Have another aspect as a blade. I can totally say only one person in Thailand that understand and understand the blade of I have been handled many Siamese swords, the because like this, the older one didn't have the same feeling as the
Yeah, I immediately felt that saw how big the spine was, and how thicker in the shape. I was like, oh, that's not normal. That's very good.
ออกมาได้ทำการทำผลฝ่ายบริหารวิชาการแพทย์มหาวิทยาลัยเกษตรศาสตร์ขอให้นักกีฬามาแข่งขันที่สนามได้เลยค่ะ
And that's why it have a short hand. It's used in the limited space.
Yeah, because I noticed, yeah, the sweet spot, the impact point is actually very close.
Yeah,
This is right here.
it's quite hard to use. Try full swing it.
Central Thai, Siamese, Daab, or swords, awesome stuff. I had no idea about the two-stage cutting technique, nor the various blade and ergonomic variations. Of course, I've seen pictures online, but without actually holding them and using them and being taught some of the essential technique, I couldn't appreciate it on a deeper level. And even though I'm just scratching the surface now, thanks to Kru Rathakrit, as well as his student Wayu, who's an up-and-coming researcher and antique collector, even though I'm just scratching the surface, I really, one, appreciate them for taking the time, and two, have come to really appreciate these Siamese Daab. Although this is also a Daab, the Tai Lue, or Northern Thailand, or Lana Daab, is a very different weapon compared to the Siamese style of Central Thailand. This is a quick close-range slasher, and it feels so different.
นักกีฬาค่ะของเรือคนชายที่ประชาชนผู้ที่หน้ากลุ่มที่สามฝ่ายน้ำเงินนายธนารินทร์รอดจากสุพรรณบุรีฝ่ายแดงนายเกษราสารชาจากมหาวิทยาลัยกรุงเทพนักกีฬาตัวแข่งขันที่2
Even though it's already compact, their arm is not fully go like so it create a motion slide, like more.
So it's slide. Deliver a lot of very fast slices. Typical. Yeah. As opposed to those styles where you leave it to the person pull up. So even though this looks longer, actually you would use some of those at a slightly longer range, right? Even though this looks like a longer weapon in the body.
Comparing, it's the same length.
Same, yeah.
Yeah, the one, but if these have like a shorter range,
Yeah, sure.
jump style.
Now this was a real treat, an antique Cham blade. Now, people who don't know, they were amazing seafarers and they once dominated maritime trade in the South Sea. Of course, they got conquered later by Vietnam and many scattered to places like Cambodia, Kelantan in Malaysia, and of course, Siam. It doesn't feel like a swordsmanship sword. It feels like a shieldsmanship sword, where after winning the fight with your shield, you deliver one deadly hack, maybe a secondary slash, and the guy is dead. Now, y'all know I was first put on to Vietnamese swords when I was in Vietnam last year visiting the swordsmith Nguyen Duy, and it was awesome. So to handle these antiques now is a real treat. This one felt to me like a short version of a Chinese Dao, or at least a variation of Dao. There are so many different kinds.
they expect like this. But in Thai,
There used to be a lot of Japanese towns in Southeast Asia, right?
But we like in Siam, they like importing from Japanese.
This one clearly feels like a wakizashi, although dressed up like a Vietnamese or dao. We spoke at length about the promotion of traditional martial arts and traditional craft and the importance of really getting it out there in front of new audiences. And I really appreciate Wayu for taking the time to show me some of his antique collection, explaining some of the nuances and various historical tidbits as well as technical details. I also appreciate Rathakrit for taking the time to really talk to us, share a lot of his personal experiences in the martial arts and coaching. I felt a sense of optimism seeing the Thai fencing being promoted out in the open and the fact that people involved in traditional weapon lineages, Krabi Krabong, and Thai fencing could be overlapping. And in addition to coming back here to pick up my Tao, gotta bring it home, right? I also wonder, should I become part of this story? Should this become part of my journey? Should I learn to be a Thai swordsman? Sounds pretty cool, right?
So there you have it, guys. Another step in my journey, a quick introduction to Siamese swordsmanship and Siamese swords, as well as the sport of Thai fencing. That was amazing, and I really want to go back to Thailand more often. If you guys like what I do, please like, share, subscribe, and consider supporting me on Patreon. Also, check out my website and my upcoming online courses. Practical Tantoi is in the works for you guys that are into Kung Fu. Thank you for joining me on my journey. I salute yours. Peace.